The Golden Dome Missile Defense Shield.
Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach.
The Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country.
The Golden Dome for America is game changer.
This is a missile hitting another missile. No explosive, no warhead, just a machine the size of a refrigerator, closing at 4 miles per second and choosing to collide. It works. It has worked in combat. And the engineers who build these will still tell you a shield over an entire country cannot be done. That should stop you cold, because the United States is committing up to $1.2 trillion to the opposite belief. The program is Golden Dome. And the reason it can never truly become a dome has nothing to do with whether the interceptor hits. Start with what is real. Hitting a warhead in space is one of the hardest problems ever engineered, and it is solved. Since 2001, 86 of 105 US intercept attempts have connected. In April 2024, US Navy ships did it under fire, stopping ballistic missiles aimed at Israel. The technology is not the weak link. So here is the question this entire video turns on. If you can hit a bullet with a bullet, and you clearly can, why can't you just build enough bullets to cover a country? To find the answer, know when a missile is easiest to kill. An intercontinental missile does not stay one target. Minutes after launch, it splits, scattering warheads among decoys built to look identical. One Russian missile can separate into as many as 15 warheads, wrapped in decoys built to look exactly like the real thing. The interceptor has to pick the genuine one at closing speeds, where a coffee cup-sized error is a clean miss. It is threading a needle. The needle is also throwing confetti. So defenders want to strike earlier, in the boost phase. The first 3 to 5 minutes, engine still burning before anything separates. But that window sits directly over the launcher, deep in hostile territory. There is only one place close enough to reach it, directly above, in orbit. And here, the dream meets physics. A satellite does not hover. It races around the planet at 17,000 miles per hour, while the launch site below sits still. When a missile lifts off, most of those interceptors are stranded over the far side of the Earth. Keeping even one in range does not take a handful. It takes a constellation. How large? In May 2026, the Congressional Budget Office ran the numbers. To reliably engage 10 missiles fired at once, the constellation would need 7,800 interceptors, 7,800 satellites to stop 10 missiles. That is not a dome. That is an extraordinarily expensive way to catch the first 10 guests and wave the rest through. Each satellite lasts about 5 years, then falls out of the sky. Sustaining it means roughly 1,600 replacements a year, forever. The shield ships with a 5-year warranty you can never cancel. This is where it stops being engineering and becomes something larger. The shield does not have to be beaten. It only has to be outnumbered. If cutting past the headline is why our channel is on your feed, subscribe, then stay. This next part is the piece almost nobody spells out. Russia deploys around 1,800 strategic warheads across roughly 300 missiles. China is past 600, climbing toward 1,000, and in February 2026, the last treaty capping those arsenals expired. Against numbers like that, a shield sized to stop 10 does not just fail, it makes things worse. A rival who fears it might work builds more warheads to swamp it, and in a crisis has reason to launch first. A wall raised for safety can hand the other side a motive to attack. The White House said $175 billion. The Budget Office said $1.2 trillion. Someone is off by $1 trillion, which even at Pentagon scale is a rounding error you can see from orbit. And none of this is new. The Pentagon ran this exact concept in 1987, called it Brilliant Pebbles, and slid it back into the drawer. Renaming it Golden did not repeal orbital mechanics. Here is the honest verdict. Golden Dome is real engineering. Against the threat it was quietly sized for, a few missiles from North Korea, it works. What it cannot be is a roof over a whole country against Russia or China. The Budget Office said exactly that. It is not a dome, it is a filter. which lands us back where we started. Now you know why you can't build enough bullets to cover a country. $1.2 trillion for a shield that stops 10 missiles but not 1,000. Money well spent on the rogue state threat it can actually defeat. Or a $1 trillion invitation for Moscow and Beijing to build more. Pick a side in the comments. Go check out one of our other videos. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until the next one, over and out.